GM has taken the Z06, the ZR1, and possibly the Zora model over to the Nurburgring again to hopefully finally get some official numbers. Let's talk all about it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. This is Horsepower Obsessed, and of course, this is the channel you can come to for anything and everything Corvette, whether it is rumors, news, leaks, ownership information, maintenance items, and more. If it's Corvette related, we'll talk about it on this channel. Today, we're going to be talking all about Chevy and their presence at the Nurburgring. Apparently, according to the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, they plan to go to the Nurburgring and come home with lap record runs. So there's a lot to unpack here, a lot to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. Like I said, GM is at the Nurburgring with these three particular models, the Z06, the ZR1, and the potentially upcoming Zora model, which is basically going to be an all-wheel drive version of the C8 Corvette ZR1. How do we know that? Well, there's a lot of giveaways with the cars that they're testing over there because one of them looks exactly like a ZR1, but it has the front hybrid motor cooler that mounts vertically on the driver's side radiator area. On top of that, there is actually a yellow sticker on the back of this particular car that shows that is a hybrid vehicle. Now, those stickers are there to let people know that that is in fact a hybrid vehicle. If it were to get into an accident or anything, it has to have specific care taken for it. So those yellow stickers have to be visible. Again, we're looking at what looks like a ZR1 with a yellow sticker and that hybrid motor cooler up front. We are obviously looking at the all-wheel drive version of the ZR1. Whatever they end up calling it, that's what we're looking at here. There's been some rumors that this is going to be the Zora option. We here on this channel actually started the rumor over a year ago that the all-wheel drive option would in fact be a checkbox for the ZR1, not necessarily an entirely new model. The reason we speculated this was because before Taj retired, he had done some public appearances and public videos with other influencers talking about the fact that the C8 Corvette ZR1 was the most expensive variant they were going to offer in the C8 Corvette lineup. So how do you get a hybrid assisted ZR1 that costs less than a normal non-hybrid assisted ZR1? Well, you make it a checkbox. That way it's still a ZR1 plus a checkbox that then makes it all-wheel drive. That was my thought on the entire process, and that's something we talked about on this channel on a live video over a year ago. Now, today, it's looking more legit than ever. We are talking about the ZR1 with possibly a checkbox going to either be called the Zora or something that Rick Conti had talked about on his channel, the ZR1E. It's going to have some sort of different name to imply that the Zora or ZR1E checkbox has in fact been checked, but at the end of the day, it's still going to bear that ZR1 name. Now, where things get really interesting, GM is obviously over there to produce some numbers, and that's fantastic. We have an unofficial Z06 number from a YouTube channel that went over there, ran it, and kind of, for a lack of a better term, disappointed us. Now there are other YouTube channels out there that kind of specialize in Nurburgring racing, and they have come out and said that they feel the Z06 could do better than the 7+ minute time that this other YouTube channel has done. I personally think that we are in the realm of just shy of 7 minutes with the Z06, and I would love to see Chevy come out of this whole thing with actual Nurburgring times for all three of these cars that they have over there. Now, another reason that they have the Z06 there, other than just putting out a lap time, is the potential that this hybrid engine or the all-wheel drive setup makes it to other performance variants as well. So that Zora checkbox we were talking about with the ZR1, yeah, that could possibly be coming to the Z06 as well, and thus giving both of these models all-wheel drive and more horsepower. So the rumor currently is somewhere around 12 to 1300 horsepower for the ZR1E or Zora model. And obviously, if we add roughly 160 to 200 more horsepower to the Z06, we would have roughly 850-ish horsepower on that particular model as well. So you're talking about more horsepower, more traction with the all-wheel drive setup. It seems like a win-win. With all of that said, we are going to possibly get some official numbers from the Nurburgring like we were talking about. And that would be a beautiful thing if we could see exactly how fast the Z06 would be on the Nurburgring done by actual GM drivers. And with the ZR1, the same same kind of thing. And then obviously on top of that, the Zora or ZR1E car showing us the lap time, and maybe even the Z06E or whatever they're going to call that car as well. Obviously, these are stock cars, and some of them have the hybrid component added to them and some of them don't. So one of the pictures, the thumbnail of this video actually, is a ZR1. You can tell there's no hybrid cooler in the front, and there's no yellow sticker on the back showing that it is in fact a hybrid vehicle. So this is just a C8 ZR1. The biggest reason we have the stock cars and the hybrid versions of them over there so we can get numbers across the board, which would be very, very awesome if that's the case. I actually had a subscriber of mine reach out to me because he was at the Nurburgring taking some videos and some pictures of these cars as they were going around. So a lot of the stuff you're going to see throughout this particular video is photos and videos shot from this subscriber. So let's give Greg a big thumbs up for sharing this stuff with me. I think that was really awesome. Thank you, Greg, for shooting those images and videos over to me. It was really awesome to see this stuff in person. The mid-engine Corvette forum goes on to say that these cars are planned to be over there for 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. So GM's not messing around this time. They don't want to get over there for a couple days and be rained out or have a problem on the track where they can't get their times. It sounds to me like they're going over there for the real deal. They are going to bring us home some times, and that would be fantastic. Obviously, with the Mustang GTD, we have had 2 sub 7-minute runs over there from Ford. That's not good for us Chevy or Corvette guys. We need something to combat them with. So I think we're going to get some official numbers from Chevy, and odds are very good they're going to be better than the Mustang GTD. The Corvette blogger actually showed that the photographer that they have over there taking some of these photos that we've seen in this video says that there are at least 6 Corvettes being tested. There's 2 Z06s wearing Accelerate yellow and black, 2 ZR1 coupes in black and red, and 2 Zora cars in purple and competition yellow throughout the group. Like I said, we got a regular Z06 and the hybrid Z06, a regular ZR1 and the hybrid ZR1. The Z06s and ZR1s appear to be production, or in the case of the ZR1, production ready capture test fleet cars. And we know that many C8 owners would welcome seeing Chevy really going after some fast lap times for bragging rights, obviously with the Mustang GTD stuff we just talked about. And that will kind of put the Corvette team back in the record chasing business. And that's awesome, guys. Like I said, we all win whenever these manufacturers kind of leapfrog each other. Keith Cornett over at the Corvette blogger goes on to say that at the NCM Bash in April, Tony Roma suggested that the engineers weren't quite finished yet with the testing of these cars over at the Nurburgring, and that perhaps the new leadership has been able to convince GM's brass that it's time for some timed hot laps. After the Z06 debacle with the YouTube channel going over there and not really getting the best time, it kind of threw water on the fire of the Z06. It kind of cooled everything down because it wasn't as good of a number as we had speculated it would be. But I have a feeling that's going to change here. The Corvette blogger goes on to say that going back to the cars, they also found it interesting that Chevy brought at least 2 Zora models with them. The Hysteria Purple and the Competition Yellow coupes have that hybrid sticker on the rear engine glass, and that is of course required whenever a vehicle at the Nürburgring has that hybrid powertrain like we talked about. In case of an accident, that sticker alerts the first responders that the car's electrified, so they bring the appropriate materials to put out fires if need be. Now, what's interesting is the Corvette blogger actually goes on to say that the rumors of the Zora actually being an option on the ZR1 and not a standalone model have been getting louder in the recent months, and Chevy could still roll that option out on the 2026 models as we're still waiting for the 2026 configurator to go live. We don't know any of the 2026 specific options yet outside of bigger calipers for the ZR1, nor do we know the pricing. So this is absolutely something that could pop up for the 2026 ZR1, thus answering the question why the 2025 ZR1 didn't need those 10 piston calipers up front, but the 2026 ZR1 might need them, because there might be a substantial amount of horsepower increase on the 2026, especially if you check that Zora or ZR1E box. Whatever it ends up being called, you may need bigger calipers to stop that car with an extra $200 or $300 500 horsepower. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the news. Those are the pictures. Those are the videos. What are your thoughts on this, though? I'm curious what you guys think. GM is to be there for 3 weeks testing on the Nurburgring. Do you think we're going to finally get some times for the track? I think that would be amazing if we did, and I do think we're going to. I personally think that the Corvette Z06 can do better than the 7+ minute Nurburgring time that we have from the YouTube channel. I think GM thinks it can as well. So I would be willing to bet we're going to get a bunch of times coming here very soon. If nothing else, we have some serious proof of all-wheel drive options being tested over there. So it's all a win. But anyway, let me know down below what your thoughts are here, guys. Are you pumped to see a Nurburgring time for this car finally? Let me know if anything we discussed, if you agree, disagree, let's talk about it in the comments section. Anyway, guys, that's it. If you liked what you saw, smash the thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And as always, guys, stay obsessed.